Right, well, I'm going to begin by asking, I mean, there's a few of the Saturday Night Live crew in Trainwreck, and I was just wondering, were you able to spend much time with them kind of when you were on set, and if so, did it make for quite a fun environment?
It really was fun. I mean, I guess the scenes that I was in, I wasn't in a ton of scenes with Bill, but he was sort of around a lot when I was filming, and it was really fun to get to see him because I was on SNL with him for several seasons. So it was really fun to get to work with him, and he's always a blast to be around. And then I didn't really have any scenes with Colin Quinn, but then once we started sort of promoting the movie in the US, I got to spend quite a bit of time with him, and he is fantastic. So I do think it kind of added to the energy, you know, that we got to, you know, be around each other.
So when you go back to like SNL now, do you feel like you're a bit close to these people in a sense that, like, when I was at school, there'd be kids in your class that you kind of got on with, and then you go on a school trip and you kind of spend all day with them, and then when you went back to school, they were like, suddenly they were your friends.
Yeah, definitely. There's definitely kind of like, it feels like a family, you know? So yeah, for sure.
But when you do put loads of comics in one place at one time, is everyone trying to out-funny each other? Does it get a little bit competitive at times?
I think that, you know, I've certainly been in situations like that. This film was not like that at all. And I think, you know, a lot of times it comes from whoever is kind of in charge. And I think, you know, Judd is such an amazing director, and he sort of is encouraging everyone to try stuff out. And Amy is like, she's so talented, but she's also really one of the most like generous performers I've ever met, in the sense that she will like allow everybody to have the spotlight and try things out, and she's just very generous with screen time. So I think because of that, they both really set a tone so that you felt like you were having fun and you could try things out, but it never felt like in a competitive way.
And given you sort of do stand-up so regularly, what was it like kind of working to a script? And did you ever kind of improvise, and was Judd quite sort of free? Did he give you a lot of freedom in that regard?
Yeah, he really did. And you know, so Amy wrote such a funny script that we would normally film the lines kind of as they were written once or twice, and then we would start improvising off of them. And Judd would yell out suggestions for stuff for us to try out, and Amy would have ideas. And so we did get to improvise quite a bit, and that was just so much fun. I mean, we would make each other laugh a lot, and they would have to be like, okay, we have to redo that because you guys just ruined it. But like, you know, we were laughing a lot and improvising quite a bit.
Was it quite difficult not to laugh when Tilda Swinton was continuously shouting at you? Because she did have to shout at you a lot.
Yes, she shouted at me quite a lot. Yeah, she really was shouting at me a lot. It was, yeah, I mean, it was just so cool to get to work with her, and she was so funny that, yeah, it was hard not to laugh then. It was hard not to laugh a lot of times during filming.
And how long did it take you to perfect that perfect smile? Because when I was watching the screen, that got one of the biggest laughs in the audience.
That's so nice. Tilda improvised that. I think she improvised telling me not to smile, and then that scene came out of that somehow. And I like barely even remember doing it, because I think it just felt so, we were so in the moment and having so much fun. Yeah. And
of course, I mean, you're sort of brilliant impressionist. And I was wondering, how did you go about discovering you can do a new impression of someone? Do you sort of pick someone and then try and learn
Yeah, sometimes. I mean, it just depends. Like sometimes at SNL, they'll like want you to play someone, and then you'll kind of work on it. But a lot of times, if I think someone's really interesting and has a unique way of talking or acting, I'll try and impersonate them. And then sometimes I think I just like recognize people's either the way they look or their voice, and I think that there's something similar to mine, and then I'll kind of work on it. Yeah, so all different ways.
Because I did hear a great Jennifer Aniston one from you recently.
Oh, yes.
I'm not going to ask you to do it, don't worry. And I was wondering, I mean, do you think that this starring in Trainwreck could really kind of spark the beginning of more movie roles for you? And is that something that you'd like to make a conscious effort to try and do?
Yeah, I mean, I hope so. I mean, this has been so much fun, and I know that we were in a really unique and great experience because Amy's so great and Judd's so great. So I certainly don't expect every movie to be as fun as this one, but it was a wonderful experience, and I would love to do more.
Because according to IMDb, which isn't always reliable, but Carrie Pilby is
Carrie
your next
Pilby,
one?
Yes.
Oh, that's real?
Yes.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
So what's that one all about, and who do you play?
So it's very pre-production. So it's based on a young adult novel. So that's all I probably will say about it at this point. But you know, it's great.
Well, it sounds brilliant.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for your time. It's been a real pleasure speaking to you. Thank you very much.
So nice to meet you.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys! Hey You Guys, huh?
Hey You Guys.
Is that from the Goonies?
It is indeed, yes.
Nice.
Hey